So Monday morning, a bit later than normal this morning getting to work. It's 10:15 and just getting to work. The reason for that is that we all agreed as a team that if we hit a specific number for the week, then we have what's called a team snooze button, so we'll get to come in a bit late. So felt a bit weird, but enjoyable. So last week I managed to do my first deal since joining Scout, which is great. Always good to get the first one under the belt and move on from there, so happy about that. So now that the first deal is out the way and boxed off, that's been great just to get that actually finalised and out the way. Apparently it was the biggest permanent recruitment deal in the company's short history. But now it's gone. Just time to focus on building some more business and getting the rest of the team really firing when it comes to working in a vertical market. So Thursday morning, 8:20 in the morning, I was on my way to a meeting this morning, and as I was coming across the Sydney Harbour Bridge, a guy cancelled on me, unfortunately. Good friend of mine, a guy that I placed as a contractor, but anyway, I had an extra hour to kill, so I thought I'd race to the office before everyone else gets in, and whilst it's a bit quiet, and do a little video, more of a rant than anything. Something that's been on my mind, I think, for the last week or so. Some of you might have seen some of the things I've posted on Instagram and Facebook, is that across a lot of social media, I always see recruiters referring to the job and trying to explain the job as champagne and razor blades, right? So if you speak to any recruiter, they'll always mention champagne and razor blades, high as a kite 1 minute, or about to commit suicide the next minute. It's that drastic. You go from way up here to absolutely rock bottom, and everyone struggles emotionally with the job. It can be a really emotionally demanding career, this, for anyone who's done it for any number of years. They'll know what you're talking about, especially partners of recruiters who are long suffering with the emotional ups and downs of what it takes to be successful in this job. I've learnt that it doesn't have to be that way, and this is something that I'm trying to get through to my team at the moment. And then we're right at the start of the relationship with each other, and just getting to understand how I think and how we work together and all the rest of it. And you have to watch for different personalities in there as well, which is sometimes tricky. But something I truly believe is that the job doesn't have to be an emotional roller coaster. If you focus on the only two things in the world that you can control, there's only two things. So whether a client pulls a role on you after working on it for 3 months, or someone that you've offered a job to that they agree to take on, and they accept the offer, and then they end up staying where they are, or whatever it is, if you just focus on the two things that you can control, number one is your actions, and number two is your attitude. That's it. That's all you can control. If you just focus on those two things, you'll be a way happier person, and you'll be a much more successful recruiter. One thing that's worth mentioning as well is that I wasn't always like that. I've not always been that clear of mind to actually just focus on those two things that I can control. I was the type of guy I'm very quick to anger. It's one of my major downfalls. My missus will tell you that. Something just flares up in me, I see red and I just blow my top sometimes. So it's something that I'm working on. I've been in the job now for 12 years, and I reckon for 9 or even 10 years of the job, I would blow my top whenever something didn't go my way and something happened that was outside of my control, to the extent where I would slam the phone down and work. I'd stand up, storm out the office, and I'd go for a walk around the block just because I was so mad, and it would take me ages to calm down. So I had to learn the hard way. So it's only really recently when I've been on a bit of a journey of self-development. I've read a lot of books over the last 6 to 12 months. I've been listening to podcasts. I've been really reflecting on how I deal with things in this job, because you know, this is the career that I've chosen, and I'm going to be in it for you know, the next 20, 30, 40 years or whatever. So it's something that I'm definitely working on. Just doing a video. Yeah, I haven't always been like that, but I've learnt the hard way that you can't throw tantrums and, you know, storm out the office when things aren't going well for you. It doesn't get you anywhere, basically. So I don't think there's any point in focusing on actions that, you know, don't move you forward and don't make you happy. Sadie's birthday today, so what? Decorating her desk. Sadie's desk already.
Fucking lucky girl.
Big effort from the lads. Well done, Chris. Oh, it's Jamie.
Wait, I've done it! I bought all the stuff!
Did ya?
Fuck!
Oh, it's Ollie. Happy birthday.
Thanks, guys.
So here we are. End of another week, another very busy week. It's 10 to 4 on a Friday. Everyone's already gone home, but I thought I'd sneak in one last video before I leave the office. Talking of emotions, I had a real heart-stopping moment. I think it was yesterday, the candidate that I'd placed in a position last week, so the big deal, biggest deal in Scouts history and all the rest of it. It had received their contract of employment, and basically there was a different figure on their contract as to what we agreed with with our client. And basically what's happened is there was a mix-up between the client's understanding of what I was talking about and what was actually going on. So for a 2-hour period, it looked as though that deal was going to basically fall through. The candidate was actually fine. The client was a bit pissed off, basically, but this is where relationships really kick in. It's something that we managed to smooth over in the end. But it's a perfect example of I could have completely thrown my toys out the pram, but I tried to keep a cool head and just work through it, and thankfully it all worked out in the end. So end of another week, and an enjoyable one. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the like button, hit the dislike button. Please leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the video, and I'll see you all again next week.